Shout out to Caitlin getting a doper Caitlin Clark gets love from Kelce brothers on Nike Super Bowl ad. Caitlin Clark was recently commended for her recent Nike ad by Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce on the latest episode of their New Heights podcast. The Nike ad premiered at Super Bowl LIX last Sunday and was the first ad by the sportswear brand in more than 20 years. The ad featured a number of elite female athletes along with Caitlin Clark. Clark was seen standing with WNBA players Aja Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu, and even Olympian Sha'Carri Richardson. The Nike ad featured the message "You can't win, so win," and was positively accepted by the crowd at the Super Bowl. "I love Nike commercials. I've been a huge fan of Caitlin Clark since she's been in college," Travis Kelce said on New Heights. Jason and Travis Kelce praised the Nike Super Bowl ad highlighting women's sports. It featured a load of female athletes, including one of the biggest episodes we've ever done in Caitlin Clark. "If there's one thing I can firmly get on board with, it's telling a bunch of people who think you can't do something to shove it," Jason Kelce added. "Everybody watches those Super Bowl commercials to see what messages are sent, and Nike's sending one of the best ones of this year." Shout out to Caitlin getting a doper Nike commercial, man. Travis Kelce continued on the podcast episode. The Kelce brothers surely love Caitlin Clark. In fact, the Indiana Fever superstar was one of their first guests on their podcast this new year. The episode featuring Clark was definitely one of their best and most successful, and displayed the 23-year-old basketball superstar, discussing her numerous awards last year, including WNBA's Rookie of the Year and even Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever teammate, Lexi Hull, talks about 2025 goals. On another note, Caitlin Clark's teammate from her Indiana Fever squad, Lexi Hull, recently discussed her aspirations for the upcoming WNBA season. In her appearance on the Locked On Women's Basketball show, Hull announced that she clearly has the WNBA Finals championship on her mind for the new season, which will commence in May. The Indiana Fever franchise has been making some smart moves during the offseason in order to bolster their performance in the next season. They mainly have been bringing players who can support and act as bulwarks for their superstar Caitlin Clark. This includes bringing in Sophie Cunningham, Dewana Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Sydney Colson to their roster. In the previous season, the Fever finished 6th overall and 3rd in the Eastern Conference, with an even 20-20 record. For more sports content, follow us Hard with Heroics for your NBA and college basketball reading fix. You can reach out to Dan Agulto through email at papadamfmail.com. To read more of our articles and keep up to date on the latest sports news, click here. Dan has been active in sports since 2016 and has worked behind the scenes as a scriptwriter for basketball, volleyball, and other sports. At a time, Dan has also been working as a sports commentator for CBA Pilipinas. During the pandemic, he has also been actively writing betting articles for Cash Beat and BetNow.